Hey guys, it's Malachi, and I wanted to show you some weapons that I've been making. I wanted to be doing this for so long, but I didn't have a lot of weapons yet. So, first one I have is Sasuke's sword, not the black version, but I saw it on the internet, and I just thought it'd be cool. I made this one out of a previous sword I had. All I really did was add the handle and paint it up. And here's the case for it, even though it's not finished. But it's pretty stable. You can swing it around, thinking of bringing it to a convention someday. And here are a few weapons in honor of the new Kingdom Hearts game. First, the Way to Dawn, Riku's main Keyblade. I made this one a while back. It's pretty big, almost as big as me. It like goes up almost to my chin. It took me a while to make, and the first one I made was pretty terrible. But this time I had something to keep it in place. It was really hard, but it came out pretty good. And also, I forgot the keychain because, you know, I didn't have time to make it. Next up is the key like everybody knows, the Kingdom Key. It's not necessarily done yet, but I made it out of a dowel rod, and I guess the teeth are kind of too small, but I like it. You can see that there are like patches that I need to paint, and this part I need to paint also, but either way, it's pretty good. And there's also no keychain. But still. Next is a sword from Sword Art Online. Torito's Elucidator. I'm going to tell you I made this completely out of scraps. For how to keep it sturdy, I used a piece of a dowel rod and a metal rod. Made the outline and traced it. And besides besides making it out of scraps, it's actually pretty sturdy. And I also painted it up, so it looks pretty good. And to go with the Elucidator, I also made the Dark Repulsor, which is almost finished. For this one, I also made it out of scraps. And this one's pretty good too. This part isn't finished yet, but it's still pretty good, and I like the way that it came out. Next is another sword from Sword Art Online, Kirito's long sword. The ironic thing is, it's not exactly a long sword. It's actually pretty shorter than the Elucidator, but again, I made this one out of scraps, but it still came out pretty good. I also painted it up, and I don't really know what else to say. It's just out of scraps, and it came out pretty good. And since there's a new Legend of Zelda game coming out, I decided to make a Master Sword. Now, out of all of them, this one is pretty heavy. Almost feels like a real sword. And it's not finished yet, but for this part, I made it out of clay. I actually used a different Actually, for the sturdiness and what's inside, it's actually an old Master Sword that I made, which, which I thought would be pretty good. So, yeah, and also I have the Hylian Shield. I made the Hylian Shield 2 times out of the same piece of cardboard. The first time it was flimsy, it didn't really have a good paint design. The second time I made it came out pretty good, but the little loft wing was pretty bad. It was like too big and it wouldn't fit. So the third time I made it, which was a few days ago, I made the Triforce and like these parts a lot more noticeable, and I also made the loft wing. A lot more smaller so it could fit. And with this, it's pretty good for me to walk around. Pretty good for cosplaying and for any convention. So those are just some of the weapons I want to show you. Probably not gonna get a lot of views on this, but it was fun. These were fun to make, and this video was fun to make too. So thanks for watching, everybody who watches my videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.